Hey guys, I'm Morentin here with Glaucoma Hope. So today is December 31st, 2016. So Happy New Year. It's a New Year's Eve over here in Southern California. It's about 5 p.m. today, so we're doing the video a little bit later. Let's see, interesting day today, a lot of good stuff to talk about. So just wanted to get you prepared for that. So it was a funky ass day. If you been watching the past couple videos, I've been feeling a little bit funky. My vision's been a little bit like changes happening. We don't know if it's good or bad and all this kind of stuff. So watch those videos just to see what's going on with that. You know, yesterday's, day before's. This one today is I woke up fucking sick. I woke up not feeling good. I had like a little slight headache here, and I had over here was really like inflamed, right? And I've mentioned in the past that I usually get these things about every 10 times a year or something, like once a month or something, where it gets all inflamed in here, and then it shoots up my back here, then across here, and then down here, right? And it hurts like crazy, and it puts me out. Like doesn't matter. Like I could take 6 or 8 Excedrins in a day, you know, throughout the day, and it doesn't do anything. And when finally, like about 4 p.m. in that day, I'll fall asleep for a couple hours and wake up, and I'll be like fine, like I was never even in pain. So, I'll feel like I'm throwing up, all like, you know, like I want to throw up. I get like that sick to my stomach just with all the pain up in here, right? So, that hasn't happened, you know, since I've been on this protocol. But it's been wanting to happen, right? So it happened today. Okay, it got all inflamed. And it just, like, you can feel it come on when you wake up, and then it just keeps on coming on. It doesn't stop. And what happened was it came on like really crazy to where I was actually sick, right? Like I wasn't just that pain. I felt like I was actually like really sick, and I couldn't think, and like everything, and then my eye actually started hurting, like it hurt all up in here, and I took a shower, and I got out, and my eye was like throbbing, the bad eye, right? So I was like, fuck, what's going on? And these glasses, they're not tight or anything, but I could feel like all the pressure coming in. It was really crazy. And so I did. I took a couple Excedrin, and I had to go to my brother's memorial service today, right? So I took off to go to that, and I was doing the gas pump and everything, and I was just so out of it that I forgot to close the thing to the car, and I'm looking in the rearview mirror like screw this, I can't even function right now. Let's go back home, right? So I went back home, and I was in so much friggin' pain, and I'm like, man, I like this could be the thing that I have, but it seems more like I'm really sick, right? But one thing that happened was really weird too, which is sort of gross, but I'll bring it up, is I took a little bit of the THC oil before I left, and I swallowed it down, and so about an hour later, when I came back around to the house, and I'm here in pain, and I coughed up, and there was little specks of the oil in what I coughed up. It was weird, so it didn't even go all the way down into me. So that was weird in and of itself. So I was like, man, I just gotta lay here, and the Excedrin wasn't working, but I didn't want to take it anymore. So here's the cool thing that I got out of today. I was in crazy pain. Like it seemed like more pain than even how it was before. You know, it was just like man, this is unbearable. And then I remembered that I had, when I went up north to the Emerald Cup, I found the guy from the Small Farmers Association that he wants to do the glaucoma oil for me, but he gave me this 1-to-1 THC CBD vape oil to 100% oil, raw, blah blah blah, to help with pain and things like that, right? So I was like, man, I never tried CBD before, so here, try this out. It works really, really well for pain and this and that and blah blah blah. So I remembered about that, and I took it over to my bed because I was laying in bed, and it's this right here. This is it, right? And so I did that. I took a couple puffs off of this thing. This does it in like a medicated dose, like 2 milligrams at a time, and very quickly, like after just minutes, it started to go away a little bit, and I actually took like 2 or 3 tokes off this thing, and then I noticed that it was sort of some relief, right? And then so I took like 2 or 3 more, and then maybe another one, and then I just was able to pass out and wake up, and like now I feel fine, and so that all happened between like 11 and 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. I woke up like at 9, and then had to go through that. The crazy shit happened from like 11 to whatever, and I finally passed out for 2 or 3 hours and woke up, and I feel like really good now. It's really interesting, but this stuff does work, right? I actually gave it to my girlfriend too. She was in pain with her shoulder because she's a hairstylist, and for like 20 years. And she was feeling some pain. I gave her a hit off of this, and it took her pain away. So that's what CBD is supposed to do, right? So so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing stuff with the glaucoma. This thing right here is Glaucoma Hope, but I'm while I'm doing that, I'm also talking to people and finding out how they're recovering from different things, and different oil makers too, and finding out what they produce to heal people from different things, so I could help people with an array of conditions. And we're even in about 3 weeks bringing on like 20 to 40 people to do case studies from all kinds of different conditions, including eye conditions, but fibromyalgia, lupus, and different disorders like that as well. So it's really, really cool, and it's really fascinating and awesome to see that these things work for other conditions as well. And I'm able to actually personally attest to it too. So that was crazy. Because Excedrin didn't work. Like I said, I could take 2, 4, 6, 8 Excedrin in a day. Like every single time that happens, like the 10 or so times that it happens a year, I take at least 6 Excedrins a day, and it doesn't do anything. Usually 8, and it doesn't do anything. This, I took the 2 Excedrin, was like, fuck it. I remembered about this, thank God, and I took a few hits, and it took care of it, and I feel great now. So that's fucking awesome, right? And that's another breakthrough for me, because Excedrin is toxic, right? It's not good for you, but it's but at some points you gotta like give up some, take in some bad for the good on the other side of it, and all that kind of stuff. If it's not a constant thing, and it's a temporary thing. But now we found the workaround that is good, that doesn't do any harm, and that just brings relief, right? So that's awesome, So this is more of a thing where you could, you don't have to do this every day because you're not, in pain every day kind of thing. If you are in pain, then there are ways to get out of it, but there's ways, but you could do this to mitigate the pain a little bit, but still go through protocols to help recover, right? So so that's really fucking awesome. So I'm just going to talk about that real quick though. So the things about what I do with the holistic health stuff, and helping people with fibromyalgia, and helping people with high and low blood pressure and thyroid and all that kind of stuff, lupus, things like that. I could help people nutritionally with that kind of stuff. The eyes, they need the THC in the oil form, not in flower form and not in edible form, but in the oil, in the raw oil like this that you either eat or vape. But with the other things, you can take care of them nutritionally, but it's very hard, and then you have to go through a lot of stuff, physical trials and tribulations in order to get to the other side. Something like this could help that, right? So we have different kinds of things. We have, like there's cannabis oils that are good for regulating like things like diabetes and things like that as well, right? But then there's also ones that, as if you're going through some kind of a pain thing during a cleanse or detox, and you do something like this, this is actually also a cleanse and detoxification thing, but it also will help you with your pain. So it'll make the trials and tribulations that you go through more bearable, right? So that's really fucking badass, right? And this stuff, the CBD, it doesn't get you high. You know, there's a little bit of THC in here, but it's like negligible to getting you high. And like if you're in a crazy amount of pain, then you know, it's not like you're on heroin or something. You know, it's just like you float a little bit and come down. You know, it's normal. So, but this is pretty fucking badass. This is really cool. This is like a big breakthrough for all kinds of shit. So, as you know, just not a breakthrough, and you know, it's around. It's available. These things are available. It's just now that we got to know how that they exist, and then get a good access to it, right? Make sure that we have a good supply of things like this, right? So that's the next thing, finding out, and then that's what I do is I go out and find the best supply, you know, the most quality, and people that actually produce in a good enough scale that they could actually supply us, you know, like the few hundred people that I have that that follow me, basically. Okay, so that's the plans, and that's it. So again, just going to cut it short there. Really happy about that I found the breakthrough to work with my thing instead of just getting rid of it. You know, that would be the most optimal thing, but it's, you know, if it comes, it comes. Just let it come and take care of it with this, right? So that's awesome. I'm very, very happy. If you like these videos, then click the like button, you know, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the page, whatever it is, and spread the word, spread the love. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Morentin, Glaucoma Hope. Peace.